Okay, round 2. Let's see if we can do a bit better. Yeah, we get to keep this hand. This looks good. Our 2 most important colors and Shadow Glider at 3. Blue-black. Okay. I think we're just going to let that ingest us. See if we can't fly over top. Okay. I'm trying to think if is there any benefit to me having a -4/2 creature? I don't think so. So I guess it is to our benefit to actually block here because prevents him from ingesting us. So, okay. All right. It's actually a fine draw with the Clutch of Currents in hand. So we'll get ingested. We'll see if he plays the Merc Strider. No play. All right. Well, we're just going to bash in with Cloud Manta then. I think we're just going to block in Tandem Tactics. Next turn we can use Clutch to... Could get 2 for 1 here, but I can't think of a ton of spells that are instant speed that can deal with my Cloud Manta. In blue-black, I can't think of a ton. Could spell Shrivel, but even then I would still trade. Okay, so now I'm in pretty good shape since I can just clutch whatever he plays here and get in for some damage. Could discard the adverse conditions. The reason being I could immediately attack with the clutch, but I think the 6th land is actually pretty important too, since it also lets us play Wind. What's his face? Wavewing Elemental, which we have 3 of. I think I'm actually going to discard the adverse conditions for that reason, which seems a little bit less necessary here. Like I said, I would like to smash with my Clutch of Currents as soon as possible. I kind of hope he uses that. He does. All right, well, it's going to take away his top spell. We're definitely just going to clutch here. He doesn't have anything else ingested either, which just makes this a better play. So we get to smash for 6. Okay. So now we're just going to leave the Sandstone Bridge back and play a Sky Spawner. I'm actually going to hold on to the planes in case I draw Wavewing Elemental. I can play it off our man land here. Like, I do risk getting Mindbreakered and losing a Plains, but I think that's okay. Okay, Oracle is pretty irrelevant. Sandstone Bridge is nice. Guess the Sky Spawner, since if I had to trade either Cloud Manta or Sky Spawner, I'd rather trade the Sky Spawner for something. Alright, well, opponent has to deal with our stuff immediately or is dead next turn. Alright. Game 1 is ours. Playing against blue-black, have to presume there's some processing going on in there. Don't know how much yet. Don't have too much in terms of sideboard. Dispel did come up pretty big for us in Game 1, or Match 1, Game 3, rather. Felidar Cup deals with Tightening Coils, but I don't think that's worth it. And everything else seems unexciting. I think we'll just stick to the same plan that worked in Game 1 and see if we can do it again. I think we're going to keep this. I have a fairly high chance of finding a blue mana. I don't know how high of a chance, I guess, but we have 8. We're on the draw. We have Reproach. I think we keep this hand. This hand could go wrong for us, but could also go very right. Like if we see 1 blue mana, we get to play Coastal Discovery, which is going to be really beneficial for us. All right. Wow. Got the blue immediately. I think we're still going to open with Bridge here just because we don't have any creatures that are coming anytime soon. So getting a tap land out of the way just, in my mind, kind of makes sense. Okay, Healer is going to hit us for a while. I'd prefer to save the Reproach for something a little more important to our opponent's deck. I don't actually think that Healer is all that good for him, considering we didn't see any other allies. Okay, there's the culling drone. I think we're just going to let that ingest us once so I can get this Shadow Glider down, and then the turn after that I can Reproach or Tightening Coils, or both. I think letting him ingest me once is acceptable, though. This also keeps his Healer at bay, which I think is good. Okay, lost a Cloud Manta. I still would prefer to draw a land at the moment, so I think that's an okay ingestion. Pilgrim's Eye, sure. All right, we're actually not going to attack the glider now. I think we're just going to Reproach the drone. I'd rather Tightening Coils a bigger guy. Could actually use Tactics again. Actually seems okay to me. I still don't know about blue or black instant speed that deals with Tactics, so I think we're just going to use tactics, actually. Okay. So now we just play the Channeler and pass. Sets us up really nicely for Coastal Discovery. Lets us even swing with a 4/4, which is quite strong. Or I guess I actually have to draw a land if I want to attack with the Coastal Discovery. Okay. So presuming bouncing the Channeler, still can't attack us though, which is good news. So likely I'm just, oh, so just wants to get the ingest going. All right, I guess that's acceptable. Incubator drone, sure. Sky spawner, also good. So guess we play glider though because it's got the extra toughness, which is relevant here. And then we just leave up reproach. Not utilizing channeler this turn. Maybe actually, yeah. I guess I can. All right, let's go glider plus sky spawner. That just it really kind of utilizes our mana effectively. And I don't think it's a big deal what else he attacks with so much. Like, we'll see. I might be taking a little bit of damage this turn. We'll see. I also can use reproach in a pinch. All right, we're going to take 3 here, actually. I think that's okay. There's a Wave Wing, so I can play Wave Wing. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. Leave up the reproach. Okay. Can't do anything about that. All right, now I guess I can trade the Sky Spawner for the Merc Strider. Doesn't really seem necessary, though. Problem with the Sky Spawner here is it doesn't get in. I guess. I don't like this, but I don't want to take another 3 damage, and the problem is Sky Spawner can't really attack into Pilgrim's Eye or Mist Intruder anyway, so I guess it's irrelevant having it around. Ooh, that's kind of nice. So I can Sandstone Bridge the... Can actually Sandstone Bridge the Channeler and swing for 5. And then I can play Coastal Discovery, which is quite good. Okay. I like that. Could have done it on the bridge and attacked with that too, I guess, but... Oh no, I guess I couldn't have. Well, this is okay. Get to draw some cards. I get a 4/4. Oh, and he perfectly has 2 cards. That's unfortunate for us, but very good for our opponent. So I guess the plan is, let's see what he attacks with. Yeah, how many drafts in? I think we're 54 drafts in. That is legitimately the first time I've seen Nullifier with full value. Believe it or not. It's absolute truth. Maybe someone can point out some other time, but I honestly cannot recall one other time where Nullifier was used for full value. Most of the time it's, even in a dedicated ingest deck, it's mostly just a 4 mana 2/3 flash flyer. It's really that difficult to do the 2 cards. All right, well this is okay for us actually. So let's consider our options here. I think we're just gonna go eat your flyer block here, and then reproach Nullifier. Okay, so we can sack a glider. That's acceptable. Adverse conditions is pretty good actually. So swing for 4, let him attack with everything. Adverse these 2 down. We're going to take 2 damage, but we're going to trade with his drone so he doesn't ingest. And then I can clutch whatever top deck he has or something along those lines. Okay. Could have just clutched this turn too, but yeah, maybe that would have been better. That's all right. I kind of just want to get rid of his ingest guy since we already know he's got a couple more processors in there. So I am taking a couple damage here. I still think this is actually okay. So now we adverse here. And yes, I understand we're taking the damage, but the nice part is we get to get his ingester off the table. Now if he gets a creature, like I said, we get to clutch. Okay. No play there. Oh, that was a good top deck. I'll get in for 4 again. Play the Wavewing and pass. And looks like we've got lethal now. So let's get our landfall going. We'll clutch. And that should do it. All right. Took round 2. Thought opponent's deck was, it was okay. I mean, he landed the nullifier against us on a really important spell too, Coastal Discovery, which is super strong. So that worked out amazingly well for him. But we were able to just sort of pick him apart. I think thematically our opponent should have considered cards a little bit better. The Colostry Healer was very weak in our opponent's deck, so that was a poor choice, I think. Scour's fine. Everything else seemed fine. I mean, you're never happy about playing Culling Drone or Salvage Drone, really. I'm more happy playing Culling Drone than Salvage Drone, but if you need Ingesters, which our opponent clearly did for Nullifier, Merc Strider, Oracle of Dust, then it totally makes sense. All right. We'll see you in round 3.